Hello, my name is Dr. Ashish Nagpal. I am a corneal specialist. I practice in Ahmedabad and I have special interest in corneal transplantation, refractive surgery and dry eyes. Dry eye can be caused by any condition which leads to the less secretion of the tears from our body, or it can be due to environmental factors like the air or the atmosphere, which if you are exposed to a lot of heat or sunlight or computer screens, then it can also cause dry eyes. Dry eyes can cause a foreign body sensation or a grittiness or something that we also call as a sand in the eye sensation. It can also cause a lot of burning, it can cause redness, and in certain initial cases it may also cause tearing, a lot of watering, which is a reflex to the irritation to the eyes. So meibomian glands are tiny glands but very important glands which are there present on both the eyelids, both the upper and the lower, and there are almost 25 to 30 glands in each eyelid, and the role of these glands is to secrete a very special layer called as the oily layer or the lipid layer, which in every blink, normally when we blink, every time we blink, if the meibomian gland would be secreting a very tiny amount of oil inside the tear film, and which causes a nice layer which prevents the evaporation of the tears into the atmosphere. And when this evaporation is less, our eyes stay wet longer. The meibomian glands can be affected by a variety of factors because they are in the outermost layer of the skin of the eyelids, so they are exposed to the environment. The openings of the meibomian glands can get blocked if we do not take care of the eyelids, if there is a lot of dust or grime or secretions which get stuck, or if you have not removed, if you are putting a lot of makeup and if you are not removing it, that will also clog the pores of the meibomian glands. And nowadays what we commonly see is, because we have to constantly look into some screen or the other, be it the mobile screen or be it the computer screens. So what happens in that context is that when we look into a screen, we are looking at it very seriously, and at that point our blink rate, which normally is almost 17 to 25 times a minute, goes down to less than 10, and that leads to the drying of the pores, and that causes a blockage of the secretions. And so this very important oily layer, which needs to come into the tear film and make it a lot more stronger for the lubrication of the tears, is affected. So this is what causes meibomian gland dysfunction. There have been studies in which they have shown that almost 80 to 86% of the people suffering from dry eye also have some component of meibomian gland dysfunction or MGD. So if you have symptoms of dry eye, which may be a foreign body sensation or burning, you can start using lubricating drops which are available over the counter, but then that may give you temporary relief. That may not treat the major root cause of the condition. So for that, it is always recommended to visit your eye surgeon and get yourself thoroughly investigated and then take further treatment for it. For that, at our center, when a patient comes in, the patient has to undergo a lot of tests in which we can measure the tear height, the tear film height, the tear film thickness, the quality of the tear film, the volume of the tear film. So there are a lot of tests which an eye surgeon can do to help you diagnose what sort of dryness that you have. So there are many tests that we do. One is called as a tear film breakup time. The other is called as a tear meniscus height. There are other tests also called as the Schirmer's test. We also put some colors into the tear film to detect what sort of dryness is occurring, how many dry spots do you have in the eyes. And there are very advanced tests in which we can also measure the meibomian glands, see the structure of the meibomian glands, see how they are affected, and then also put all of these things together and also combine it with your symptoms and your needs and your daily activities, and then help you with the treatment for it. The treatment of meibomian gland dysfunction depends on the severity. So if a patient comes to us and once we have done all the tests and we have looked at the function and the structure of the meibomian gland and the symptoms the patient has, and he is being classified as a mild meibomian gland dysfunction, then we could initially just start by asking them to take care of their eyelid hygiene by using some special cleansers and sometimes giving some antibiotic ointments to apply on the eyelid margin, and importantly, hot compresses are also called as hot fomentation. So what is meant by hot fomentation is that the eyelid glands have to be heated up from outside. Externally we have to apply some sort of an eye pack. Many of them are available of various kinds, and that leads to the liquefaction of the glands, of the gland secretions of the meibomian gland. So nowadays what we have is a advanced technology called as a vector thermal pulsation, which is a totally robotic procedure in which there is a special device which goes inside both the eyelids, and then it compresses the glands and also heats them up. So it hits two birds with one stone. It does the whole thing in 12 minutes, and it takes care of all the secretions. It helps in loosening up the secretions, and the heated gland secretions are easy to come out, and the massage also actually helps in the regeneration of the gland secretions. So dry eye, as we discussed, is a fairly common condition. I think all of us may have felt some symptoms of dry eye at some point in time, and a lot of us would be fine with just using some drops or splashing some water. But as our understanding of dry eye has improved over the last few decades, there are certain conditions of dry eye which are caused by some systemic diseases which keeps on worsening. So those need to be diagnosed early and treated by your ophthalmologist and your physician. So that is one aspect of dry eye. The other aspect of dry eye is MGD dry eye, or the meibomian gland dysfunction dry eye. And we have also learned that maintaining the meibomian gland function helps in the long run to prevent their degeneration, and now we have a lot of good treatment available to address this condition.